everybody.
We're back.
We're back, and forgive us. We are tired, and one of us has a croaky voice and
I
whatnot.
have
But
a terrible
we'll let
voice.
that. We'll let
I
you
hope
guys
it.
know.
I hope it's still okay to listen to.
Yeah, we had a big weekend, and everyone that came to the convention, to the festival, awesome.
Yeah, it was
Thank you for
amazing.
coming by, and
Yeah,
we got back Monday.
Monday
It's
night.
Wednesday, so yeah, Monday night we got back. We have been so exhausted.
Yeah, it
Yeah.
took a toll.
Yeah,
It was a bit hard.
but we were gonna give it an extra day before doing another read, but I thought, nah, we'll do a read.
Stop.
Okay.
No,
Yeah.
yes.
Anyway, yeah. So we were just discussing on what we were going to base the reading on, and I said, well, I suggested, I didn't say, I suggested
Yeah.
that we do teamwork because
Yeah.
we worked freaking amazing as a team down there at the
Yeah.
festival.
It was a thing.
Susie was doing her thing, and apparently I was doing my thing, which I don't know what it is, but I was doing a thing. And well, it was great, but I'm still super tired. But
Yeah.
we're not gonna leave. We're not gonna forget everyone. We are here for the collective and just read. We are
We
here for the
do.
long run.
And we wanted to while we were away. We
Yeah, we
really wanted to do some readings, but my voice just didn't hold out.
Yeah.
And I was like, it was really a lot to get through the festival with the voice that I had.
It was quiet, wasn't it? After,
Sorry,
it was quiet.
what do you mean?
With
What
your
was?
voice.
Oh, my voice, and we're not used to that. Hey?
Yeah, we're not used to it. It was a bit quiet. It was like, is she here? But she was here. She was here. She still made her presence felt.
I made my presence felt.
Yeah.
And we did a bunch of readings over the festival, which was amazing. But
Uh-huh.
I kind of held off doing extra readings to try and protect my voice a little bit. But we didn't want to wait,
Yeah.
And this is what we're going to talk about with this reading is honestly, it's the masculine in the spotlight.
But it's still teamwork.
I know, and you're reflecting a lot on that. But for mine, it was my voice was silent. I mean, I was still, don't get me wrong, I still did lots and lots of talking over the weekend. But
But she did exceptionally well. She smashed it, even though she, with her voice like that, like it happened like the night before we had to drive down to the festival. It hit her, but she soldiered on. Like, yo, if there was anything, man, no, that's a trooper. She just she could have called it and just said, nah, not doing it, even though we were down there. But
we got through.
Yep. Gave her a flask of, that secret remedy. She was just swinging away on that. Don't worry, it was just only.
It's vinegar and honey.
It's only vinegar and honey. It was like awesome. But much awesome. Hats off to Susie for doing what she did, and it was awesome to see a lot of people there. Again, so what is it, masculine doing their thing?
Yeah, I do. It kind of feels to me like the masculine got braver. If we're reflecting on our energies and the way the weekend played out, that was the first time Ricky's done a festival with me.
Yeah.
And I'm not sure he knew what to expect or how it was going to play out. But within the first hour, he turned our little section of the festival into a community, and was being really brave and confident in talking about what we were all about and how we're trying to help.
You had to be there to.
Oh, just look, honestly, like if there's a person who visited the festival that didn't know about Pink Diamond Guide or Twin Flames or Higher Consciousness or any of the ideals that we talk about, I'd be shocked, because he just went, he threw fear away, which is I think where I want to base this reading, is watching him just throw fear away and stand up. And there was even one young fellow who come across our path, which I think is a pivotal story, and amongst many highlights, because I got to I was reading sort of from behind the scenes, and Ricky's out the front doing his thing, and I'm watching him just get more and more confident. But there was one particular fellow who came along, and Ricky was interacting with him, and he didn't want to engage, and he used the term, "Oh, it's because he's a typical male." Yeah, and Ricky's hitting with, "Well, what the hell is a typical
And that
male?"
was my like just me laughing there. Sorry, but that was my like instant reaction to I'm a typical male. I just
Yeah,
laughed. Like he would have been maybe early mid 20s or whatever.
yeah. I'm a
Had
typical male.
had a good beard on him. I think
Yeah,
had a good beard on him.
yeah, yeah,
Yeah, he was with his girlfriend and a friend of theirs anyway. So I'm handing out these 65-day tars and he's like, oh nah, don't man. And the girlfriend goes, yeah, he's skeptical. I'm like, just pick a card, mate. And he picks a card and girlfriend leans over and, sees the card and she's like, yep, that's you. And I'm like,
yeah.
that's alright, you don't have to, whatever. And he's like, oh, I'm your typical male. And I just burst out laughing in front of them and I just went, what's a typical male? Like,
Yeah.
what's normal? And
What's
his
normal?
partner
What's
just
typical?
turned around and straight away just went, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, no words, It
Yeah.
was just so funny to just see that, like,
Just
I'm a male, I'm a typical male. Well, yeah, I still do this.
higher consciousness is part of your everyday grind. It's like this is what's typical, what's normal, what's any of the above. And I think to have one masculine express that to another one, it's kind of like how this felt like a domino effect. Is like the fact that if I had said that to him, he probably would have had a very masculine answer for me.
Oh,
But when it comes from you,
male is,
yeah, it was a very different effect, which was really interesting. So while Ricky's been relaying that story here, I have drawn some cards to see what's going on in the collective energy.
We've got all planets in retrograde, bar
two.
And no,
Venus and Mars.
Venus and Mars, sorry.
Only planets going direct at the moment. And we've moved into Mercury retrograde season, which we've been in the shadow for a while. And then while we've been away over the weekend, Mercury went retrograde.
Yeah.
So
it would be interesting to hear how everyone went with the full moon.
Yeah. But under the Mercury retrograde, it does bring up issues from the past. That's what it's known to do. It brings up communication issues. Hence, I have no voice. And it can bring up technical issues with your computers or your car electronics. It can bring up a bunch of different things. But we're talking twin flames. Yeah. So we've got Mercury in retrograde, which is the likely scenarios that it could bring back the past. Past can come back around. But we've got the other influences are all still in place too. All of those planets we've been talking about, all those big outer planets that have their slow transitions, all of them still in retrograde and will be. The first one to come back online is that Pluto Capricorn retrograde, Pluto through Capricorn, which will be in the 8th of October. So we're in a little window right now. Now that particular retrograde energy is due to mend broken hearts, to bust through fears and to bring on some big emotions. Now let's lay over the top of that Mercury retrograde, and then we've got Venus dancing with Virgo and Mars dancing with Gemini. This is a pivotal little window that has an opportunity for twin flames to sort some stuff out. And I've already drawn some cards. I want to dive into this. I've missed doing our energy updates. So we read from the aspect of the divine feminine because by and large that's who we talk to the most. And we read based on twin flames in separation. Though we do acknowledge twins come together in waves, so you might be on the front of the wave, the edge of the wave, take what's relevant for you.
The third wave is always the biggest in the set. Just speaking from experience, I bodyboard and I'm out in the ocean and every time there's a set it's always...
The third wave crash is pretty big.
Yeah, the best wave to ride. Yeah.
So wherever you sit on this wave of twins, they're crashing between now and we're looking towards the end of January. There's a nice little window in there for twins to be able to have some resolution together and be moving forward on their ascension journeys and hopefully be on mission together and enjoy that feeling of teamwork. But in between time, we need to work out what these separations are all about. Now, what we've got coming up from the bottom of the deck.
Masculine one. Sorry.
The masculine becoming braver. All right. So we're going to read on the divine feminine first. You're going to put your...
Yeah. So I can enjoy it for the right reason.
You're getting the energies, right? Stop.
Sorry.
Okay, what have we got, divine feminine? A push coming up from underneath the deck. Look at this. We've got the Ten of Wands, so we are feeling like we're coming to the end of our burdens. We've got our Ace of Cups, which is coming into the knowledge of self-love, twin love, divine love, and we've got our Nine of Pentacles. There's nothing here that jumps out at me that says we have to dive into this. You have been on this journey. This is like Twin Flames 101, right? As a divine feminine, it's like, how heavy is the weight upon your back? How long have you had to carry the Ten of Wands? But the 10 does come to the end of a painful cycle. And that's what I'm predicting, is we're getting very, very close to the end of this painful cycle. This is a push coming up, so it's a base layer of energy that's still yet to manifest, but coming to the end of the painful cycles. What wants to manifest? The Ace of Cups is a fresh new start in love. And this is the traditional reading of the Ace of Cups, right? So we go from the Ten of Wands, which is the end of the burden, to a fresh new start in love. But when we talk twin flames, what we need to understand is that self-love, twin love, and divine love, all of them need to be understood for this journey to resolve. So clearly, divine feminine, you're getting close. Do we have our Nine of Pentacles? Very much so. That is definitely a divine feminine representative. When you're in the journey and you're doing your work, we often talk about it as having, you've got everything that you need to complete the journey, and the only thing that's missing is that 10th pentacle. So we're looking to see, when will that 10th pentacle come in and how is it going to manifest? So the push from this layer of energy, then this is what that feels like 101, Twin Flames 101. Like, I go, yep, we've read that a million times. It's nothing that's super surprising in the way those three fall out. Look at this one though. This is where it gets interesting. So we've got the Chariot card. Now, the Chariot is all about moving ahead at a great rate of knots. It's fast-paced action, fast-paced energy. Now, Mercury is a fast-paced energy. It moves around the sun. It's the quickest one to get around there. This is why we go through, you see the retrogrades and the transitions only last a couple of weeks. So this retrograde only goes from the 9th of September till about, it moves into the next, I think it goes to about the 2nd of October so it's only a couple of weeks. And it'll have a transition in the meantime into back through Virgo. Point being, there's a lot of quick action that happens around that planet because it spins around the sun really, really quickly. It has a short transit. Now, the other thing that's happening that I feel like I need to mention is we've had some big solar flares happening. So we've got our fiery little planet Mercury doing its thing in retrograde. On top of that, we've got the solar flares, which would really, really encourage this fast-paced energy of the Chariot. And then we've got the Star. Now, the Star is full of hope, right? But I also see the Star, they are the governors. The astrology, where they sit, they are the governors of the process. So there's going to be some fast-paced action forward under this governance of the stars. And even though it is a message of hope, I would not be surprised if what you're experiencing is a process that puts you back in the void, right? Having to hold the void. So here's how I'm seeing it. Is like, if your twin flame comes in under these energies, right, comes in super fast paced, full of hope, full of passion, full of desire. Fiery energy is very, very passionate energy. But here, it's still, look, there's our Two of Cups in the middle, which is our soulmate energy. See it safe and sound there? So again, we're reading a similar energy of this coming in very, very quickly towards you, being full of hope and being very, very guided to do so. This has a level of destiny attached to it, right? So in between time, you have this Two of Cups that's safe and sound in the middle here, and the two of you still might not completely understand how to pull it together. But the point being is that the start of these unions will feel a little bumpy. I actually get the feeling the way this energy is pushing against you that it all comes at you at a great rate of knots. So whoever, see if this is your person, look at them. If this is coming towards you, right, here you are as the star and they're coming toward, they can't get there quick enough. They cannot get there quick enough, but yet we still have this need to hold the void, right? We still have this need to protect the connection and know that if it's not showing up at its full capacity, even though it's being driven by the cosmos at this time, it's okay for it not to be perfect. Okay, it's okay to have to hold the void. It's okay to not feel like you can fall into it because the connection is safe and sound. There's not nothing in the nothing. Your connection is safe and sound in between. Now, the direct push against you is the Queen of Cups. Now, she is the most love that you can feel in tarot. But what is she sitting side by side with? The Crossroads. It's a repeating energy. Same story, different version. Here, coming forward with all of this, coming forward at a rate of knots. I just have to express myself. I just have to talk to you. I just have to say something. And here, driven by the universe to do so. But there's something a little bit underwhelming about how it presents. Here, you're being asked to have this full expression of love with the Queen of Cups, but it puts you at the crossroad. How is it that you can receive all of that incoming energy and it's everything that you wanted, right, with the Ten of Cups, and the Ten of Cups is all about, look at our happy couple there, and they're living under the universe, under that quantum sea, getting everything that they want. There's the divine shining the light, you're walking in divine waters, it's everything you want. Why the heck are you at the crossroads, Divine Feminine? Why does it feel like you have to make a choice? We'll dig into that a little deeper, but I've got a feeling that this is a repeating message from where we were. Your challenge, they show up as a Page of Wands. So that spark of desire, right? It just feels like it misses the mark, doesn't it? It feels like they don't quite address in this initial instance. I feel like that this energy hasn't shifted from last time we read. So it's like for Divine Feminine, nothing much has really shifted. You're still having to deal with passion as the front runner in this connection, which can feel like it misses the mark because you've been through so much. It hasn't been addressed, right? So it leaves you feeling I'm just going to continue working on me. It's like if you're not presenting the answer to the equation, the King of Pentacles is a very practical fellow. Like he will get about the business of what needs to be done. The universe is asking you to be the Queen of Cups, but the likely outcome is that you present as the King of Pentacles. So it's like those are kind of dichotomies, and I want to wait and see what the Divine Masculine is got to say because he's getting braver, right? And your energy hasn't really shifted much since last time I read on it. But look at this. You've got this energy coming at you at really, really quickly. There's a lot of hope, but there's also a lot of hurt. So it's like going, why? Why are we still sitting under the same banner? And let's have a look. What have you got for me? Can I have this 6 first? Because I actually feel like this is, they need to be read together to make sense.
Yeah, I was going to give you the 6.
The 6 from the top?
Yep, and then I was going to give you the bottom 6 to tie it all in it.
Bring it all together with a nice little bow.
Yep, and how it does it,
Yeah, look, see, I'm not kidding, right? Look at that. It's a very phallic symbol, isn't it? The Ace of Wands. He comes in full, hot and bothered, full of desire. The universe is asking you to show up in love, but he's acting with this wanting. Seriously, for mine, I just feel like he's coming in hot and heavy, but he's not really exposing look, his challenge is the Queen of Cups. Yeah, and he's not giving you the full truth. We'll unpack it all, but this is I'm feeling like we're still sitting pretty much in the same cycle. You know what's interesting about it is because as Mercury was moving through Libra, right? So we were having all of these progressions, and then it's kind of what happens is it hits this point here and stops and comes back the other way. So we're backtracking through the energies that we've just been through. So we're going to have to dig a little deeper to go, what do we need to do? What do we need to get out of it? If we're going to be still sitting in this window for a minute, and look, you've got him moving forward and you being very, very practical, it means that there's still, I'm going to dive a little deeper, but it's essentially the way I'm reading it, not much has shifted in as much that either of you have made massive steps towards getting resolution on what these reunions look like. Still fronting up the push from the universe is that he has desire for you, or that he is action oriented, pushed on by desire, and you're being asked to show up purely as love. You know, you're still that pure cup of love. That the Queen of Cups, she holds the Ace of Cups. Do you see it there? She understands self-love, twin love, divine love. She's got it all going on. And then he shows up and he just like, he's going, well, I understand a certain kind of love as well. You up for it? And it's like it's not hitting the mark. It feels like it's underwhelming. Here, the reason you're at the crossroads is because essentially you're getting a dichotomy from them, or you're getting polarities. Let's use words that are polarities. Here he's showing up, the push from the universe is being pushed on by his desires, but the way that he's fronting is you are getting... Now, the King of Cups, he's a very practical fellow too, right? He holds all of this emotion, but he doesn't necessarily express it. So his version of expression, of expressing himself, is action-oriented. It's the act of love that he would bring forward. So it's like he's not in this vein where she gives it from a very, there's a lot of give and take with the Queen of Cups. What she gives out and what she receives is very pure. She's the most pure version of love that the tarot knows. Now here we've got this very expressive, physically expressive, wanting to make a fresh start, and desire is what the universe has put upon him. But you're getting this level of going, he's got all of these feelings, he's got all of these emotions, but the King of Cups doesn't necessarily act on it in the same way a Queen of Cups would. And, instead you get this desire-based energy, which leaves you going, will I or won't I? Is it worth waiting for? Is it not? Do I ride this soulmate cycle out with him this time, even though what I think I'm getting is a surface level response? Because here he has resistance in his soul still. There's still friction to the union, which is like, come on already, You're getting braver, the push is there. And do you see what's in the challenge, right? Your challenge is he's showing up with just this, and it feels like an immature version. The passion's there, the expression of it is right, but you're going, it still misses the boat. It's still underdone. If you can't bring to me the Queen of Cups energy, which is like, it's where you bring the love. See, this is a very feminine energy, very masculine energy. If you can't bring them both and deal with what's gone on, it makes it very, very hard for me not to sit in a place where I want to just push you away again. I want to keep a distance until I know that you will act in this energy, that pure version of love, so that you are both giving and receiving in equal measure. And I know King and Queen of Cups are a balanced pair. Yep, I hear you, I see you, I know what you're saying when you look at that. But the way I'm viewing this is that the push from these two, there's a masculine and a feminine space operating, right? And the King of Cups, yes, he is the counterpart to the Queen of Cups, but right now what the divine feminine needs is to feel the Queen of Cups energy, right? Because the Queen of Cups will nurse this, the King of Cups won't. Do you see where I'm going with that? Is like the King of Cups, yes, he's a balanced counterpart, it's all good and well, but he won't heal your wounds. He won't pull those sores out and put some balm on them and make them feel better. He'll just go, well, I feel that for you. And he'll sit on his throne. He'll hold back. It's a the energy hasn't shifted much for mine. But what I do want to express is that the masculine is getting braver, but there's still a facade. Right? So this is the challenge for him, right? And he's being defensive against it. He doesn't want to bring that full cup of love forward. He doesn't want to show you everything that he's feeling, but he wants to say something. He wants to express something, because look at this. The Chariot. I told you this Chariot is coming at you, Divine Feminine. It's here in your energy, and I don't feel you charging forward. I feel it coming at you with the Divine Masculine behind the wheel, governed by the stars. And here, look, if you know how I read the Rider-Waite, I'm very, very aware in the Chariot that he has the stars over his head. And look how you've drawn it as an energy, Divine Feminine. The Chariot and the stars side by side. So are you mimicking each other's energy? Yes. He's feeling it, right? And the likely outcome is he'll act on it. So it sits at a higher level of energy for him, but it's still a base energy. It's still coming up underneath for you. But can you see how that's playing out on both sides of the coin? He'll experience it first, and then you will. So it's kind of like he wants to do this. What kind of a boot up the bum do you need, Divine Masculine, to actually, like, I get the feeling what you're going to get is like, he comes charging towards you, all guns blazing, but what he actually says is only a pinch, because he's very defensive in his soul, and he's like giving a facade of the truth. Over here, the Spirit's saying he's not telling the truth. He's not telling the full truth, right? And as a King of Cups, he's not tending to your wounds. He's just going, can we get it on already? I just want to talk to you. Just want to be with you. I just want to express the physical action of love.
Typical male.
Oh, what's a typical male?
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
What's a
but that's
typical...
not all typical male. Like, oh, it's what about me? I need this. I want this.
Yeah. And he's getting braver, but still holding back.
That.
See, what we know about Divine Masculine is he does feel these things, right?
But we just sort of bring it out or channel it
differently.
Or
not at all.
Yeah.
And you hold it back from the people who need to hear it.
Yeah.
Right.
It comes out like, I was like, it's all about you.
Girl.
So that's the
we went through that, and that was a big conversation going, like it's fine and well to have all these qualities, but if you can't, you've got to sit in both these energies.
Yeah.
You do. Both of us have to sit in both these energies.
We both have.
They have to balance in the individual.
We are both those king and queens. Like, as individuals, we have both those tendencies. Being single for so long, but now we have to learn how to do it together.
And you said that before this reading started. You said, I just feel like this reading has to become about teamwork. Yeah. And this was quite literally, I mean, it's coming up in your reading very definitely as going, like that's what should happen, but there's still a block to it. Let's have a look at the bottom six.
That's the bottom
that's
six.
The bottom six.
This is like the next thing.
That's it.
You wanna?
Yeah. Let's have a look. Yeah. I see where you want them.
Just.
You feel like
there's a deeper level to it.
There's another level, and this is the push from where. This is an interesting level of energy, because the push, what the universe wants the Divine Masculine to do, it's using desire as its weapon, right? It's going, how do we get a man to move? Is talk to him about what's going on down there. This is a very phallic symbol, and I'm talking about sexual energy when I'm talking about this. That's going to get divine masculine to move, right? So he's going to have desire as, like, if there's a bonfire waiting to be lit, what's going to get the chariot moving is his desire for you, his desire for his divine feminine. Now, the push after, like, you've got to see these are energies that are still emerging. So is the 180 into the deeper feelings, the deeper thoughts, the deeper connections. It's where they really start to make these processes. But why this is super interesting that you put this forward, because the Three of Pentacles is one of my big twin flames on mission card, right? So the 180 is going, we come together for teamwork, right? We're meant to work together. We're meant to be together. And it's not just for the physical act of loving each other. It's for these divine purposes that are being put on twins who are coming into union under this current soulmate cycle. And the divine is going, desire might be what's pushing you right now, but once you come into connection with your divine feminine, you're going to have to do some 180s. There's going to be some course corrections here. Don't think that this is what it's all about. You're going to have to bring it all, brother. You're going to have to bring it all, right?
Right.
And the divine will not let up until twins are working together in union. You called it. You said it had to be about teamwork at some point, right? If it's not about teamwork, then this is not how these two come together. It's not the fluff and nonsense of a fairy tale. It's not. It's work. There's a lot of work that goes into twins being in union. And if you hear me say that and you switch off this channel, then kiss your union goodbye. Seriously. When it comes into union is when it gets serious about the work. And it's just not just the work of you two staying together, it's what you're going to do to lead other people into the vibration of love. And I'm on a bit of a soapbox here because that is, the way this sequence plays out, it's like this is what it looks like. It's like course correction after course correction after course correction, with the divine going, oh, you think you got it figured out? I'm going to one-up you again, and one-up you again, and one-up you again, until you understand that all of this is about me, the divine, and the three of us working together every single day for humanity to hold the vibration of love. Oh, I'm on my soapbox.
Yeah, I'm still trying to understand it.
It's a lot. And I've got to tell you, across the festival, I had the absolute privilege of, most of my work is either on Zoom calls or, connecting via digitally. It's like, it's not often I get to sit face to face with people who identify with the journey and we get to unpack some of the details. But honestly, the particularly young ladies who I got to talk to over this past weekend, this is coming to a pinhead. And they understand that they're here to do the job, they're here to do the work. And it's like, for mine, I'm like going, maybe a year ago they would have showed up to have a reading with me and just be crying over their broken heart. But this time they're going, I understand there's more to it, but I'm not at the bottom of what that looks like. And nor is the divine masculine. Honestly, this is all coming into understanding. Look, you two, I'm not kidding. And it's probably in about close to the same place. Look at this. The end of the burden is on its way. It's on its way where you two are able to lay down your burdens at each other's feet. Fully lay the burden at each other's feet and figure out what it takes. What it takes to bring this together. Now, what I'm going to suggest again, it's not surprise. He shows up, the Queen of Wands. I'm going to keep giving her a bad rap in these readings because she keeps coming in with just that surface level desire. She's not a bad character. She just goes after what she wants, full of passion, right? And this is what we're picking up. He's going to lay down his burden, right? He's weighing up what all of his options are, but what is the driving force? Again, we get that it's desire. And the Queen of Wands, I'm going to tell you seriously, you put these two cards together and that's your Queen of Wands. She runs on desire, but she doesn't necessarily care about the facts or the truth. She just wants what she wants. So she can come across a little fake at times. She can come across well, she's not the Queen of Cups, is she? Let's just say that. All right? Queen of Cups is a very, very genuine character, and she will take care of you. Queen of Wands will take care of her own needs, so she can be a bit selfish. She knows what she wants and she goes after it, and it's driven by desire. What I want to say to you is that Divine Masculine, he is keen to put this burden down, and he's weighing up, how do I actually begin this journey? How do I actually get this story rolling? What do I actually say? I want to say something. I want to do something. Look at all these options. I want to say or do something because I want this burden to lay down, and I want to pursue what I want. Right. What's our next? Yeah, look. See what the next level is? I know that you are my soulmate, right? And I love this. You have tamed the beast. My Divine Feminine, you have tamed the beast. But I'm not going to tell you. You are my match, right? We do have a King and a Queen of Cups. You are my match. But each of these has to live independently in one vessel, or live together in each side of the cup. And at the moment, he's only bringing one side of the cup forward. But the push here is that he figures it out. So the way that you handle this Divine Feminine, and I've said this in reading after reading over these last few ones, that the way you handle it is going, your strength can tame the beast, or it can shut this timeline down. But he's going to come at you. He's going to come at, and again, we've got, the lion is connected to Leo, which is another fiery sign. So he might want to roar a little bit, but you know what to do with that, right? I don't know if anyone's seen what I'm thinking of right now. There's a Tony Robbins. It's like a power coaching. It's like a behind the scenes look at how Tony Robbins puts a seminar together. Do you remember this? I don't know if you do. We watched it together.
I remember watching it, yeah.
And there was a dude, there was a couple in there.
Mm.
And remember, she put forward a case against love and sex and all this kind of stuff.
They broke up.
No,
not that one.
No, not that one. Different one. And when Tony Robbins asked the dude the same question, he came off sounding like a woman. Mm. He was like copying.
He was the feminine one, and she was the masculine.
But she was very, very dominant. Yeah. And then Tony Robbins got this guy to just legit roar like a lion. Do you remember it? Yeah. He legit had to roar like a lion and step into the full weight of his masculinity. It's what I'm seeing when I'm looking at this. When he's in the full strength of his masculinity. And you know what? Just not to go down a raunchy path, but these two said that they had the best night together that they'd ever had because he'd found his masculine voice. He roared like a lion, and she met him there. Yeah. She met him there. She met his masculine. The masculine and the feminine had their moment. Now, this is kind of what I'm picking up. It's like if he shows up and he wants to bring the full energy forward, you got to know what to do, Divine Feminine. Trust yourself. Try, like, it's gonna, because this energy exists, it will be hard not to want to collapse this timeline and go, I need you to deal with the hurt, Divine Masculine. It just can't be that you're going to stand here and roar and I receive all your passion. I need you to deal with the process as well. Here, it's like there's, Hangman is still, here's how I'm picking it up. It's like going, I just need to express myself. Whatever happens, I just need to express I just need to roar, right? I just need to have a voice. And Divine Feminine is, will she be receptive or will she reject me? So I'm going to sit here a moment and think about it some more. But the Chariot is a very big push there. Righto. So look, honestly, it just feels like it's a little bit more of the same Divine Feminine from where we were reading. It doesn't actually surprise me because it's kind of like the way it went is like Mercury went like this, stopped and went back through the same energies. So it doesn't surprise me, and nothing else has actually shifted. Just the way communication is kind of gone forward and then back again. So it doesn't actually surprise me that we're seeing much the same. Now, Divine Love Oracle, who do you want to read for?
Masculine? Do you want to do the masculine? If you feel like the masculine, I'll do the feeling.
Okay. That sounds like a plan.
Working together.
Hey,
Working together.
working together as a team. And seriously, look, while you do that, I'm going to wax lyrical about how amazing it was. Seriously, those of you who've been with us for a minute know that, the way we talk about our story, no one could have given me $1 million to tell me that Ricky would have been standing out the front of our, teamwork, of what we're doing as being the spokesperson for twin flame, love, higher consciousness, soul ascension journeys, but he is. So it's like, I just want to say, big shout out to my divine masculine for how brave he was this weekend in being the face of what we do. It's massive, and I'm so proud, so proud.
Thank you.
Yeah.
I mean, how did she open up? Did you know you to finish each other's sentences? No, we talk over each other.
We talk over the top of each other.
Far out.
It was a little bit funny. Somebody did say that to us. Said, "Do you two know that you finish each other's sentences?" And I said to her, "Oh, what do you mean? We talk over the top of each other too much." Oh, beautiful. That's nice. Okay, Divine Feminine. Ricky's chose a beautiful card for you. And it was one of those things that he said straight up that this reading's all about teamwork. And merged is a very, very important energy. And I will do a specific video at some point about what it is to merge energies before you actually get into the 3D version of it. If you know all about it, good and well. But if you don't and you want to find out some more, I will dive into this concept a little bit deeper. But merged energies, they go through several different phases to get to the point where your 5D energies are ready to walk together in a 3D way. And it's like you might not even recognize what those processes look like, but essentially they're I call them like energy locks. It's like when the energies have done what they need to do and the ascension path has gone where it's needed to, on this crazy journey that we're on, there are moments in the journey where energies lock, and it's like the energies are merged together and you won't go backwards from that point. It's a big energy to explore. I wonder, should I read this? Maybe you should, because your eyes are better than mine. Do you want to read this out loud? Because I actually think the energy of merging, it's a really important concept to sort of wrap our heads around. What do you got?
When twin flame energy merges, a unique and dynamic chain of events unfurls. These relationships are unlike any other, with the ultimate goal not being romantic, but rather divine. As the energies merge, lessons and relations take place that precede spiritual growth. The ultimate goal of the merging on this plane is to grow spiritually, whether or not a relationship ensues. It is commonly noted that this process can be incredibly difficult, and resistance to the process only makes it worse. Commonly, life will be described as pre-twin flame merge and post.
Yeah. Look, so that didn't. It's a good explanation, but it doesn't get to the bottom of it all because these processes are complex. It does say that there, and I will on another platform, another reading, or just in some level of interest. I'll dive into merge, the way twin flame energy merges much deeper. But essentially, for this card to come out at this point, it means the divine feminine is definitely receiving that indication that their energies or that these processes have taken place in the 5D realm, and that you're getting closer to being able to successfully hold the frequency of union here on the 3D plane. It's a complex energy to sit in and to hold and understand, because once those energy merges happen, it's even harder to understand why you're not together. So it's like you feel more and more aligned with them, and in the same breath you feel more and more distant from them. So the mergers that take place on the 5D realm, it is a complex scenario to understand. But if this has come out, my suggestion is that you've recently become more aligned with your divine masculine and ever closer to holding the frequency of union. Okay, the divine masculine draws the card God's warriors. Look, this is like a repeat message of what I had over here in having the what did it sit with here. And it's interesting because Ricky did suggest I take these. This is what we come to understand, is that you're down here on the planet as, you're not separate from the divine, you're not separate from anyone, you're not separate from anything. But the vessel that you've been raised up in is here designed to carve a path for people to follow behind you. And sometimes it does feel like you're being beaten up, like you're in a war, like you're in a battle. But essentially, the divine will keep coming at you saying, course correction, course correction, course correction. I need you to be here for me. Your job is to carve this path so that humanity can hold the frequency of love, because the planet has lifted vibration and we are moving into a new age where love is going to sit front and center. And twin flames have put up their hands and said, I'll go first. And we've sat uncomfortably in the energy where it's been a vibe that doesn't feel comfortable, that's put us through all degrees of craziness. But, as a warrior, it's a weird word to talk about war, isn't it, when we're talking about love? But there's a force that would play against us to have us not succeed, right? It would.
Exactly.
It would. And this is why these mergers take place on a level that's not seen, is because we're here for the divine and we're going through processes that are not understood. But every time we succeed another level, we are closer to bringing this frequency through. These are big concepts I'm diving into right now, and I want to talk for the next hour about why these two are important, but I won't. But I might set these two aside and have a bigger discussion about. I feel like it's a conversation I want to have aside from this reading. But know this, that however you've leveled up, then the side that will try and stop you coming into your blessing has leveled up too. And as a warrior, they are brave, and that was how I started the reading, is the divine masculine has gotten braver. And in this battle that would seek to have you lose, he's determined to win, right? Mm-hmm. And here for the connection. Oh, lovebirds. It's lovebirds, right? This card actually aligns with this one. So the overall feeling of the connection is that it wants to enjoy a more light-hearted moment. It does, but it's got a minute of work to go through, right? You've leveled up, definitely leveled up. The masculine has got braver, and then for the connection, there is a more loving exchange. If only at this point on the 5D, because I still think there's a process to play out in the 3D dealing with this energy versus this energy. That's still got a minute to work out, especially here when the advice from Spirit is the divine masculine will still probably ignore all the knives in your back, probably at this point. So for mine, this is the next push, is that you start to enjoy more of these lighter, loving feelings. I want to call it a wrap on that one. I think that's a reading. Yeah.
Hopefully it makes sense and
resonates.
That's the word. Resonates. Yes, thank you. I was saying that word all weekend. still can't believe I forgot it just then.
You've lost it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
See, I had no one to actually, keep me in check on that one.
You did amazing. Masculine's getting braver. It's a red hot thing.
Yeah, it's really
Yeah.
hot thing.
Now, before we go, I probably should have said at the start of the reading,
That's all right.
but Ricky is about to launch a challenge. One of the processes that it sits within Twin Flame Doctrine, absolutely, but it's anyone who wants to get involved, and we have our 65-day cards. So these cards are all about working towards higher ascension. So it's like it takes 65 days for it takes 21 days to form a habit, but it takes 65 days to change the chemistry of your body. So it becomes you. It's not just something that you do, it's who you are. So our 65-day challenge is like every day, one of these cards all have a message. Right, so this one says be present, and here it will tell you a little bit about why the card exists, but then it will give you something to do. And every day for 65 days, Ricky is going to get online on our Facebook group, which is called Pink Diamond Guided. You can, the links will be in the bio there, or the description. You can join in this is our first group challenge that we're running. Now, I know that you won't be able to access these physical cards in that time frame because we're starting on Sunday.
But we do have a digital
downloadable
version. Yep.
Yeah.
So I will be starting this on Sunday, 8 p.m. Australian Eastern Standard Time.
Yep.
So if you're interested or want to do the challenge with me, feel free to jump onto our Facebook page and like it and follow us, and you will see videos. If I don't do a live, I'll be posting a video of the day, but I will be doing it for 65 days.
Yeah.
And our first one, which I will be going live, is Sunday at 8 p.m. Australian Eastern Standard Time. So if you just want to check your time zones to see what times it would be in your area, especially if you're from the Northern Hemisphere.
But you don't, just to be clear, you don't have to be at the live sessions to participate in the challenge. So it's like that's when Ricky will be live, so he'll be able to
just for that
to
first
talk to you
one.
and bounce through, but you don't have to be online when he is every day. It's just we'll explain all the challenge, how it all works when we get up and running. But if you're interested, you can reach out to us and we'll put you connect you with our guided group where we'll be updating and giving more details, and then we'll be launching on Sunday officially.
Yeah. And that's it. Hopefully I get more people joining in and jumping on there.
Because this is our first go round at this one.
It will be. And thank you so much.
Because the masculine's getting braver. Just saying.
Just trying to help everyone. Just trying to help everyone.
Just trying to help.
Yeah. But thank you again to everyone that watches our readings and supports us, and all your kind messages. We do try and get back to everyone, and we've
missed everybody.
We have.
But we're back.
We're back.
We're back until we're about to say farewell for this video.
Arrivederci.
Arrivederci. Is that what you said?
Yeah. Goodbye.
I'm going to say bye-bye and faith, hope and love. It's bye from us for now.